everyone, this is Sandra at the Whispering Well. I apologise straight away for any kind of road noise or anything because I'm sitting out in my summer house today. I just wanted to show you a couple of books that I've acquired in the last couple of days. They're all like second-hand ones, so they're not brand new. Mostly because I think all four of these you can't actually buy brand new now, unless you're lucky to find a new copy, because I think they're out of print. But I did see quite a few of the first two that I'm going to show you on eBay, and there are some sellers on Marketplace Amazon that do them as well. So as you can see, it's about my favourite place in the whole world, Glastonbury. But this book is called Marco's Pendulum, and it's really, really good. I've already read this and the second one that goes with it on Kindle, but I wanted to get the physical copies of the books because I love them so much. I've read them quite a few times. There's another book also called The Chalice, which I've read a few times by a different author. So yeah, this first one is called Marco's Pendulum, and you can see the tour on the front cover, and it says, "Is the Holy Grail buried at Glastonbury or something much darker?" And the author is Tom Madley. So it's quite a thick book. And on the back it says, "There's more to Glastonbury than a music festival. When Marco is dumped in Glastonbury for the summer with his weird hippie grandparents, he discovers the town is steeped in myth and legend. He thinks it's all rubbish, of course, until his granddad gives him a pendulum and teaches him the ancient art of dowsing. Then strange, disturbing things really start to happen." Together with Rosa, another newcomer to Glastonbury, Marco discovers a terrible secret that's been buried for centuries, and as dark forces gather over the town, its evil looks set to be unleashed. Mysterious, scary and utterly compelling, Marco's Pendulum is a powerful story about the magic found in real places. And some of the things that are described in here are actually true. Like, it describes the death of the abbot from the abbey, and that is actually true. So I would say this is probably more of a teen read, sort of a teenager's age book, sort of, I don't know, 13 plus, something like that age, but it's perfectly good for adults to read too. But I would imagine somewhere, like a library, they might categorise it in the teenage books section. But seriously, sometimes the teenage books are better than some of the adult books. But definitely it's not childish. But the two main characters, Marco and Rosa, are both 13 years old. So it does kind of centre around those. And, Marco lives in London and he's never seen his grandparents. He's 13 and he's never seen them, and his dad, while his mum is away on business, his dad takes him to stay for the summer holidays with his grandparents and leaves him there with these grandparents he's never met, because they're his mother's parents. She didn't want Marco to have anything to do with them because of their weird ways and everything. So it's a really good story, really, really good. Like I say, I've read it several times and I definitely recommend it, and it's an easy read too if you want something that's a bit of an easy read. So that is Marco's Pendulum. And the second book is Marco and the Blade of Night. So this one comes after Marco's Pendulum, and you've got a little bit of the abbey ruins on the front here, and it says on the back, "Welcome to Glastonbury, real place, real magic." Marco's summer in Glastonbury is starting to get seriously weird. The locals are having strange and terrifying visions, and then Marco's friend Rosa finds an ancient relic which experts identify as Excalibur, sword of the legendary King Arthur. According to the folk tales, Arthur will return to fight the forces of night, but where is the real threat coming from? A new evil is loose on the streets of the old town and inside the ruins of its ancient abbey, and walking right into it is Marco's sceptical London friend Josh, the psychiatrist's son who's too clever for his home dad. Only Marco and Rosa can see the real darkness rising and the blade about to fall. So yes, in this one, Josh, who is Marco's best friend, is so worried about Marco because he thinks, even though he's only 13, he thinks he's a psychiatrist. So he thinks that there's something wrong with Marco because Josh's dad is a top psychiatrist, and Josh thinks that there's something wrong with Marco and he's got to go down to Glastonbury and see what's going on. So Josh ends up in Glastonbury in this story too, but it's again really, really good. I've read both of them, like I say, several times. I have them both on Kindle, so like I say, I'd really recommend them if you can get hold of them. And like I say, these are both used copies, as you can see, but they're not in too bad a condition. This one may be a little bit worse than the other one, only because it's really yellowed, but otherwise it's okay. So that's those two. And then I got from a different seller, because I'd read the book Normal for Glastonbury, and in it is mentioned a couple of books, and again these are kind of, well, they seem to be out of print, so I got them from an Amazon Marketplace seller, and this one is Free State, Glastonbury's Alternative Community 1970 to 2000 and Beyond by Bruce Garrard. So it looks really cool. So obviously this is non-fiction, those other two books are fiction, and this is what it says on the back: Free State, Glastonbury's Alternative Community 1970 to 2000 and Beyond. This book is the story of Glastonbury's alternative community and its growth since the late 1960s, when the first flower people began to arrive in the fabled Vale of Avalon. Today, perhaps a third of the town's population and more than a third of its high street shops have come as part of this extraordinary influx. As with many small country towns, Glastonbury's traditional market economy has all but disappeared. What has replaced it, however, is very different from anything that has happened elsewhere. This change has been a fascinating process, full of side plots and subplots, struggles, conflicts, excitement and fun. It is chronicled here by someone who has taken part in much of it and who remains enthusiastic after more than 40 years about the ongoing results of what has happened. The nearby summer festival that has taken on Glastonbury's name is well known, but this is only one strand of the story. The town itself has its own tale that has been waiting to be told. Here it is. Some of it answers long-standing questions, some of it is surprising, and all of it put together makes a difference in the world. So really looking forward to reading this. So this actually is in really good condition, because look, it's almost like new. Here's a picture of the Library of Avalon. So there are a few kind of photographs and things in it, but I think it'll be really cool to read for me anyway. It might be boring for some people, but you know, not for me. So there's that one, and the final one that I got is called A Pilgrim in Glastonbury by Barry Taylor, and again it's like new, this book, it's not even. So on the back it says A Pilgrim in Glastonbury. Glastonbury is a market town in southwest England. True, but it is more. It is also an internationally recognised spiritual centre. The town reached its peak as a centre of pilgrimage in the Middle Ages, when the pilgrims' needs were met by the monks of the Benedictine Abbey. With the destruction of the monastery, pilgrimage lapsed. Today, in the 21st century, we see a reawakening of interest in the town as a focus of pilgrimage. But now, instead of being a centre of Christian pilgrimage, it is emerging as a centre that recognises and honours all faiths and beliefs. Glastonbury has a strange effect on some individuals. It apparently calls them to live and work here, which I know it might sound weird, but that's kind of what I feel about it for me personally. When Barry Taylor's life took a turn towards things spiritual, he found himself called in that way. Somewhat contrary to his airy hopes, the talent he found Glastonbury most needed from him was the very one that he wanted to leave in his past, his background in practical business. This book is a snapshot of the Glastonbury he found in 1985 and something of how the town has changed in the 20-odd years since. He looks at some of the many ventures he has known. Why did some fail, while some survived the inevitable struggle and thrived? He also looks at what for him appears to lie behind what has been called the transformative process of Glastonbury. The author hopes that his personal experiences may make some contribution towards a greater understanding of the way in which Glastonbury is moving towards achieving its full potential as a centre of pilgrimage and transformation. So, and again, we've got stuff in here about the buildings. It's the assembly rooms, the labyrinth in St John's Churchyard. Got the Glastonbury Experience, goes through there, and you've got the Goddess Temple through there. This is part of the High Street. So, new stairs and balcony, and this now gives access to the Goddess Temple room above. Here is where Star Child used to be, but they've now moved to the main High Street. So yeah, and I think it also talks in the front, so he's talking here about the cool alternative pilgrims and things, but it also talks about things with the Middle Ages, I think, at the front of the book. I'm sure it goes into a little bit about the history and stuff. And look, here's the Abbey ruins about 1700. Yeah, so hippies. So I think it'll be really cool, and it's got different people in it that were involved in different ways in the town. So yeah, I just think it'll be good to read about the place and the people. And here's the Holy Thorn Tree on Wariel Hill with the Tor in the background. And this is the tree that was supposed to have flowered from Joseph of Arimathea's staff, apparently. And they said that he was the uncle of Jesus, but I'm not sure if that's completely true or not. But anyway, that was the other book I got. So just like a bit of a short video today, guys. Just wanted to show you these books just in case anyone was interested. Particularly the first two. Marco and the Blade of Night and Marco's Pendulum, because they're really good read and an easy read too. So yeah, so anyway, I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.